Let me tell you a story about a baby who was born. His innocence is like a pristine canvas, untouched by the brushstrokes of life complexities. Then turns to this.
This guy is over here taking pictures of little girls, and either y'all gonna take him or y'all gonna take me. I got it.
Why do you got my daughter in your phone? Why do you got my daughter in your phone? Why do you got my daughter in your phone? Delete it right now first.
You taking pictures of little girls.
Not even get my daughter out of your phone. Delete her.
Let me tell you a story of a baby who was born. His eyes reflect a gentle radiance that shines from within, captivating everyone who gazes upon it. The innocence is a tapestry woven with the threads of purity, curiosity, and a boundless wonder. Then turns to this.
Will you take a picture of him right now?
No.
Yes, you are. Let's change you out. Listen, excuse me. Do you know this guy? I know who. On the table. No. He just took a picture of your bum. I just recorded it. He just took a picture of your bum. This guy here. He just took a picture of you.
Just took a photo of my ass, bro.
Yeah. He's sending it to people. I've got it. This guy here. He's got it him.
Let me tell you a story how a beautiful baby's gaze is untainted by judgment or preconceptions, and every sight, sound, and sensation is an entryway to discovery. In their wide, unblinking eyes, a reflection of the world they're just beginning to understand. But then,
I just seen you guys take pictures of all these women, and I have you on record right now. I would like to see you delete my pictures that you took of me, and to delete all these other women's pictures that you're taking. Let's see it. Okay, delete them all right now. All of them. All of them. Wait, where is the others? Oh, here's some more. Keep going, because they're all this way. They're not this way. They're all this way. Delete them.
there are many factoring roles on why a child is molded and shaped and convinced to become the adult it becomes. However, I'd like to dial in on one that I've been personally affected by: sexual love. So just like the Bible has the 10 Commandments, the Satanic Church has a thing called the 9 Satanic Laws. Might be surprised to know what the first one is.
The 9 Satanic Statements, Statement 1. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence.
The idea of this principle is denying oneself pleasure or suppressing natural desires can lead to psychological and emotional issues. By allowing oneself to indulge in what brings satisfaction and joy, individuals are encouraged to lead more fulfilling lives. Laverian Satanism often advocates for the pragmatic approach to life, valuing personal liberty and embracing one human's nature.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
You are the flesh and the blood, and though the flesh is only on this world for a short matter of time, a new flesh is born, and generations are born. The principalities are the spirit, and the spirit lasts through the generations of the flesh.
In a quiet little town, Alex's demanding job led him to a close friendship with Emma, a coworker. Their bond turned romantic, and guilt began to eat at him. Confronting the truth, he confessed to his wife Sarah, shattering their family.
Now let me ask you a question. What year was that man born? See, that man could have existed at any place and at any time and anywhere in the whole entire human life existence.
Genesis 3:22. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever.
The concepts of good and evil are deeply ingrained in human history and culture. They have been used to describe moral and ethical values that guide human behavior. These concepts have existed across different societies and civilizations throughout time, often serving as a framework for understanding actions, intentions, and their consequences. A variety of spirits are present, some characterized by their positive and beneficial nature, while others process negative and harmful qualities. My main attention will be given to the topic of intense and the passionate of lust.
You know, she's got that one outfit, you know, it just does something for you. You're working close quarters, so there's, you know what a shampoo smells like? There's an intimacy. There's an intimacy there.
Porn's everywhere these days, and no one can deny the effect that it's had on modern society. But porn isn't new, and humans have been obsessed with sex ever since the dawn of time. The first known pornographic artifact is Venus of Willendorf, a small 4-inch statue of a slightly chubby woman with big tits. While they were freezing their asses off during the last ice age, these primitive humans still felt the need to jack off to a tiny naked stone woman. That tells you a lot about mankind. The ancient Romans and Greeks brought us marvelous contributions to physics, mathematics, philosophy, and pornography. They enjoyed to sculpt and paint sick and twisted representations of all kinds of sex. Oral sex scenes, male group gropings, open house orgies, anything you can think of really. They also have a pottery illustration of a man balancing a vase on his erect penis for some fucking reason. The volcano eruption in Pompeii in 79 AD revealed the Romans' deepest secrets. When archaeologists uncovered the petrified city, they found an interesting god versus goat sex scene, along with many huge penis sculptures. In parallel, the Indians were way more intellectual. Instead of sculpting giant cocks, they preferred to write books. So Vatsyayana wrote a book in the 3rd century on how to live a happy life full of love and happiness with one's family. He called it Eat, Pray, Love. We're kidding. He wrote a book called Kama Sutra about some awesome sex positions he wanted you to try out, as well as some tips and tricks on how to get laid and how to be hot in general. Your parents probably have it somewhere around the house. The Europeans continued this tradition of writing books when they finally had the printing press in 1440. The books would get you horny, all while telling you a beautiful story. And in the time of rush modern porn and shitty acting, we all know the importance of a good plot. In 1846, people got bored of reading and writing, and used early types of photography called
essence of lust, an intrinsic human inclination, has traversed the tapestry of countless generations, persistently weaving its threads into the fabric of human experience. A lot of today's tactics have come from entertainment, music, and subliminal messaging. Like a 1,000-foot wave ravaging across the world, has massively shaped our culture and values. 60% of the world porn comes from the United States.
Are you acquainted with the notion of subliminal messages? Subliminal messages are stimuli that are presented below the threshold of conscious awareness, meaning they are not consciously perceived by the recipient. These messages are often used in advertising, media, and psychology with the aim of influencing attitudes, behaviors, or decisions, without the person being fully aware of it. They bombard you with a continuous stream of sexual images, persistently filling your mind until it becomes your sole preoccupation. Keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattered with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths, a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner. And he went the way to her house, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtil of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home, he has gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life.
In childhood.
My mother was raped by her father and when she was a teenager, and so when us girls came along, it was very difficult for her to allow him to hold us and kiss on us and things like that. There was always a barrier there. From 14 to 16 years old. I was with a number of boys. I'm not exactly sure how many there were. Probably a dozen. I would have them pick me up and we would drive down to one of the lower levels of the parking lot. And if they had a place we could crawl into the back of, we would have sex. It was dangerous, but it was kind of exciting all at the same time. It's a really mixed bag of emotions.
Her second husband was an active swinger.
At first I thought it was kind of exciting and different, and I was curious. There would be full couples swapping, or maybe just women together, or any combination of the mix that you could think of. When I was actually having the sexual act, it was very euphoric, and it always felt good, always. So I started not caring about the relationship part of it and just started meeting just random men. I was always hunting, always. It was constant. It was all day at work. It was all night when I got home. And I would be so caught up, I wouldn't have time to do anything. Not laundry, not dishes, not anything. I wouldn't take care of anything but that.
E equals MC cup. Have to concentrate. And she's still too sexy. Let the record show that I was wetting the screen with my tongue to clean it. Easy there, Froggy. Go slow. Show her what you've learned. And above all, respect her. Whoa. Where could you have possibly concealed those weapons? I touched you all over.
We know. That's why you're going to jail. Soon, you too will be touched all over.
We must all face and overcome the Scarlet. The darkness came to me at the age of 4. I was being molested by a family member. Darkness warped my innocence as I began to teach the other kids what I had learned. Like a cancer, it spread into everything in my life. Through the actions of other parents, I quickly learned what my family had done to me was not appropriate. The spurt haunted my thoughts as I entered school. In kindergarten, I was holding a girl hand. Every grade I enter a new Scarlet would haunt my thoughts, pulling and twisting me into dark sexual fantasy. My life was full of sex. My parents would watch rated R movies with me around and encourage enrollments with girls. In 6th grade, I discover music of hip-hop. I become obsessed, not realizing every song is about sex and fantasy of women. It helped fuel my lust into masturbation and eventually my virginity. As I became a good-looking adult, I began engaging women after women. 3 divorces and 2 broken homes, I became lost. I had never been faithful in any relationships. I would build a home, cheat, then start over. It was then Christ found me drowning in my sin. The more I would read the Bible, the more I began to understand about lust. God transformed my heart and confounded my ways into his ways. I quit listening to worldly music and deleted hookup contacts. Before I knew it, I was set free. However, the battle never ends. For darkness is a roaring lion seeking opportunity daily. Salvation is a journey accomplished at death. For as you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil.
Oh, how do the innocence of babies go from pure to tainted in the beauty of your choice, in which allows you to put forth your hand and take also of the tree of life and eat. Through the purification of death, the good and evil will be separated. Power lies in your choices, giving you sole responsibility to decide what good and evil is. Wide are the paths that lead to destruction. Straight and narrow is the way that leads to life, few find. Every choice is a stepping stone to your own consequences or rewards. All societies have been tainted by the blood of fornication. All generations had to endure and overcome the scarlet. These times are like the times of Noah and Lot. There's nothing new under the sun. We either destroy ourselves with lust or we are forgiving from it. Women have always dressed to please the eye. Men have always been foolish enough to give their eye. When the time of sand runs out, determination of your choices will receive righteous judgment. Let not thine heart decline to lustful ways. Go not astray in her paths, for she has cast down many wounded. Yes, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. She sits at the door of her house, on a seat in the high places of the city, calling to passengers who go right in their way. Stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But know not that the dead are there, and that the scarlet's guests are in the depths of hell. Your next choice can be the one that can change your life forever. It's just waiting for you to choose. Thanks for watching.